evening, guys. This is my father. Asa ka na lugar pa?
Na?
Nagtrabaho.
Sa rin.
Okay. Question 1. How long have you stayed abroad?
10 years na.
What are the purpose for you to stay there?
Trabaho para sa pamilya.
And what were your most unforgettable experience there? Question number 3 na.
Katong wala na disgrasya. Kaya akong kauban. Nasunog sila. Nag-building sila sa gas ba, nasa lungag na ang iyang baho piyong. Di ka gawas mo itong bro, di buto sa nung gawas sila nasunog, nagkayo.
And
Namatay, ilang isa ka kauban mo namatay.
And how will you describe them? Good or bad?
Bad. Tungod kay kulang sa safety ba? Why safety?
Okay,
Dapat
question number 4. How will you compare the Philippines with other countries?
Sa Middle East, tako ang diferensya ang Pilipinas sa Middle East. Okay. Isa ang panaliton, brato. Tapos, mga tao dito, respeto ba? Nakuhaan pa ka ng dili ka pataka. Dili sa Pilipinas gud baka kita kang mga tao rin patakang ihi. Daplin dito Di ka kita ingon na.
Okay, last question. Do you want to go back abroad or to other countries in the future? Why or why not?
Gusto. Example sa Australia. Ay dako may lang compare nito. Compare mo sa Middle East. Ang Middle East gamay ra ilan dia. Gawas kong engineer ka.
Okay. Thank you, Father. Bye.
Salamat.
My insight about the interview with Mr. Ranido, an OFW from Bahrain, was very insightful. He talks about the life there and why he chose abroad. All the words left out from his mouth, I realized that being an OFW is not easy. It needs a lot of courage, determination, and sacrifices for you to become one. Despite of everything happened, he still chose to go back abroad to sustain the family's needs and wants. Mr. Ranido said that he had good and bad experiences there. It is just refreshing to know and to hear that not all OFW employers will treat you horribly. From what he said in the interview, that everyone there is very respectable than here in the Philippines, and most of them are disciplined. And also, people there is clean. The environment. How I wish to live there if I am given a chance. Thank you.
While listening to Mr. Ranido, I could say that working as an OFW was really a tough and tiring job. Working abroad is not easy as we imagined, because aside from being separated from your family, you may also experience bad or dangerous things while working abroad. Just like what Mr. Ranido experienced, wherein he encountered a dangerous or hazardous accident in his workplace. But even though he encountered many bad experiences there, he's still willing to work again. Mr. Ranido was so determined in his work in order to support his family. He's ready to face another challenge only for the future of his family, and that's how he inspires me. OFWs are true heroes, and Mr. Ranido is one of them. And so to all OFWs out there, I salute you for your hard work and determination. God bless you all.
So for me, it's difficult to have a father who journeys great distance for work, since we never know what will happen to them or my father given their specific location. And when it comes to money, overseas cannot fulfill how much they desire for and miss their families. And I can agree that every single sacrifice made by parents who are abroad made them genuinely heroic. And yeah, that's all.
My name is Rita Midamilis, and this is my insight. For me, OFW is not just an OFW. They are a hero. They sacrifice themselves for their family, for them to have what they need, and to provide what they need. Even if they don't know what's the life waiting for them in the other countries, they don't have the families to rely on when they're tired, but they did. They go abroad for the sake of their children and their families. It's pakikipagsapalaran when you go abroad because you don't really know what's going to happen. And I really salute those OFWs.
Novaras from Group 3, and this is my insights about what we interview to Mr. Ranido. So, working abroad taught us that it is very hard, especially when you have already family. From the interview with Mr. Ranido, I realized that family comes first. Despite what happened in abroad, he still set another challenges, which is to go to abroad to sustain his family's needs and wants. He sacrificed himself. Being an OFW is not an easy job, especially when you're not with your family. To all OFW over there, I salute all of you. All employers that they are overcome many challenges in life. That's all.
They need to sacrifice their life just to secure the future of their family. Also, they want to work abroad for a higher salary.
So, my insights about my classmate's father, because he is a OFW, he worked for his family. He sacrifices himself to work abroad just to provide the family needs, or yes, and yet there are many reasons why we call our OFWs as modern heroes, because aside from providing strong remittances inflow, did you know that remittance from our OFW is the second largest source of the country's foreign reserve? But despite poor working conditions, OFWs choose to work patiently to provide their families adequate nutrition and other needs. And OFWs suffer family separation, which is a big sacrifice. OFWs endure the deleterious effect of loneliness and homesickness. They bear these emotional scars just to earn money for their families, and they give up the value of family to make a living. So, working abroad is a big sacrifice indeed. It is both physically and mentally agonizing to be separated from our families for a long time without assurance of what lies ahead and what risks await abroad. Regrettably, several OFWs return in the country on dead bodies, and some are victims of terrorism, poor working conditions, and unjust treatment. So, if you would travel to another country or migrate to another country just to work, we had the chance to meet an OFW. Sometimes we'll notice that the smile has left their eyes because they have experienced the different kinds of hardships, physical, mental, and emotional. But then again, our OFWs are considered modern heroes, not only for the love for their families, but more importantly, their significant contributions in our country's economy. And that would be all my insights regarding to my classmate's father. in his experience of being a OFW. Thank you.
So my insights about the video is that being an OFW is really a great rest for them. Choosing to stay away from their loved ones, as what Isa Renido's father said, who has been working in Bahrain for 10 years just to sustain the living for his family. And for the 10 years abroad, he encountered a lot of problems and unforgettable experience, which was mentioned is that the death of his co-worker. He also observed the big differences to other countries compared to the Philippines. For the OFWs, it is hard for them facing a new world alone just to sustain the brighter future of the family. Having several jobs or are living frugally to be able to send enough money to their family back home.
My insights in the OFW interview, to which is Isa's father, is that being an overseas Filipino worker is not easy. He was miles away from his family. Even if he doesn't want to be away, still he had to, because he needs to for him to be able to provide the needs of his family. I learned that being in the Middle East is not easy. The job they got there is not safety at all. That an OFW sacrifices themselves or sacrifices and risk themselves for the family that they cherished. Moreover, I also learned that the Philippines is a big difference in other countries, in a way that the Philippines has a low salary and the other countries such as Australia offers a bigger salary. As a student, I am very proud to our OFWs out there who risk their lives just so they can provide for their families. They are indeed heroes.
I believe that being an overseas Filipino worker or being an OFW takes a lot of courage to work miles away from their families, especially if they experience an accident just like Mr. Ronido said, for what happened to his co-worker. Even if we are with our family in the time of crisis, it is still difficult to deal with. So I salute the OFW worker for their hard work and courage just to provide the needs and wants for their family.
So my insights about Isa's father's interview is that being an OFW is not really easy because aside from you are far from your family, accident may happen at any time in there, but then your family is not there to help you. And then that according to Isa's father also, that Philippines also is really different from the country where he works, because in the Philippines we are not disciplined enough to follow the rules, like just simple rules that bawal umihi dito. In Philippines, people don't follow the rules, but then in the country where he works, they always follow the rules and regulations in their country. And also, being an OFW is considered as being a hero because it is really hard working far away from your family. You will feel homesick all the time. And then that Isa's father is really sacrificing because he wants to sustain the needs of his children and family. And then that he also plans to go back again because he wanted to sustain his family's needs until they will graduate college or they will have their own work. And that would be all. Thank you.